you know,
'Cause I got some if you don't.
yeah, I do.
Do
So
you guys have any questions for us if he doesn't have a question?
Oh, he does.
Okay, go ahead,
Go ahead,
Danny.
Don.
yeah, yeah. So I want to take it back to something that was just mentioned about men don't care about personality on the first date; they just want to fuck. Did I hear that correctly? Because I think just to be more specific,
I think
lady in
that's
the
what
green
you
dress.
had mentioned.
No.
Because I
Yeah,
think
lady in the green dress.
No,
I
I
overheard you
think
say
no,
something
I
about
think
it.
that guys care about personality, but I don't think it's like necessarily the thing that's just gonna like. I think that in long term, yeah, you care about personality, but like
course.
if you're on a date with someone and it doesn't work out, and you don't like their personality, are you still gonna say that you're not gonna fuck them?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, most guys, I can't even answer that one. Completely honest, I really don't know. I wouldn't. I know he wouldn't.
I mean, and
Most
that's
guys,
for you guys, but I
most
think
men
most
maybe.
men would probably be like, I didn't like her. I thought she was extremely annoying, but her pussy's wet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it
I would
really
say
just
that's a
depends on the
fair
guy.
assessment.
Yeah. Well, back to something that was asked earlier in the show. Going back to the whole, do men care about a funny woman? Do you think men get their dick hard off of a funny chick?
Depends how funny she's being.
No,
You'll
the
get
answer is
softer
no.
if she's funnier, right?
Yeah,
I've never in my
yeah.
life. Yeah.
But the thing is, too, we start off the show talking about social constructs, and a lot of things that I'm hearing y'all ladies say, paying 50-50, being independent, that's a fucking social construct. That's not innate biology. This is the shit that you hear on TV and feminism and all this other bullshit propaganda that y'all hear, and think like, oh yeah, you know what, this is how life should actually be. And then you have this whole pity party, like, oh, I feel sorry for you guys that you got to pay for first dates. No, it's what we naturally want to do as men, is to provide.
Well, okay, I have a question for you guys, and
Yeah.
this might be a really hard question, but have you ever been raped?
No.
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 So, as a woman who has been raped,
Great.
Yeah, use grape if you can.
sorry, grape, my
Okay.
bad,
We're on the internet.
did not know that.
No, you're good.
You're good.
But
happens.
with that, there's a lot that I will do in my innateness now to make sure that no man will ever be able to control me.
Yes.
Because, and a lot of women that I've met, majority of women, if you have really honest conversations with them, majority of women have been assaulted.
Yeah. All right. So, like, you brought up a really good point that I like to talk about. Actually, there's something called mate guarding, where men are supposed to protect women. Okay. I mate guard my 3-year-old daughter. Okay. Girlfriends, everything like that. What do women like to do today? Do whatever they want, break apart households because a guy does something wrong. So then now a stepfather's coming in. Now other boyfriends are coming in because the father got kicked out of the house because he was a bum or something like that. So a lot of these issues that happen, we have to protect women from trauma, because if we don't protect women from trauma, it makes it to where you're in a position for the rest of your life. Women can become hypersexual. All types of horrible things can happen from that type of trauma. Okay, and here's the problem with it is when a woman has gone through that trauma and then she goes and projects her, like, everything that like has happened to you, and like your everything that you need to do to make sure you're in a right relationship. There's a bunch of really normal women that haven't had issues before, and when you go there and you say what your strategies are and what you want, all these things, that's going to muddy the waters of the women that don't have issues. Okay, so when you always take it back to like what you've gone through and the trouble that you've had, you're always going to be coming from a place of trauma, and a woman that's coming from a place of trauma can't give good advice.
I do feel like you're
Doesn't
being
does
a little bit more hostile right now, just because you are.
Oh my God. Well, you've never seen
Yeah,
my show then.
he's
This is just
passionate.
how I
know,
normally
Yeah,
I
he's
know,
talk.
just
and I
passionate.
just want,
You thought I was hostile?
I just want you to know that, like, I actually don't. I really try my hardest not to function in the sense of trauma. I always try to remember that, like, men, you are people. Not every man is a piece of shit. Not every man would ever hit a woman. Not every man would ever touch a woman in that way. And that would be terrible. I grew up with two brothers.
Yeah, that's great. You're not a misandrist, and I hope you're not because of it. That's great. But the problem is that if you always view men and want certain things out of them for the rest of your life, you're still
No,
damaged in a certain way.
Oh, of course I'm still going to be
I know,
damaged
but
in
what
certain
I'm but,
points.
but what I'm saying is that if you don't accept that men are certain ways, though, like everything that we're teaching on the show, everything goes back to Dr. David Buss, the evolutionary of desire. You can go read books on all these things that I talk about, and everything I'm going to bring up is just that human nature is one way, and that we all go by a whole different way in reality. And if we look at human nature, we can solve a lot of our issues. I've had a lot of women come on the show who have trauma and have issues like that, and I've helped them get over a lot of traumas because I helped them learn the true nature of men and how they actually need men to protect them more now than ever. more now than ever. And the reason why the world is so fucked up is because we don't have men to protect women right now. It's actually shamed whenever a guy wants to protect women.
I do agree with that.
So because of that, like, I have to fight very hard to teach all the time on this show that we need men to be protectors now. We need to, like, actually push those people up and stop pushing them down, because we push men down all the time today that want to protect their girl and say, hey, don't go out on girls' nights out. Don't go on a trip to fucking to Mexico. Don't do these things. And when you try to mate guard, when you try to protect your girl, you are shamed for that today. When women need to be protected, because if they get something bad happens to them, y'all gotta understand, y'all are emotional creatures and we're very logical. So when something bad happens to a woman, it emotionally destroys you. It causes trauma for the rest of your life. I'm very, very serious about these things because we have to protect women at young ages.
You guys want to respond to anything he said?
No.
I'm good.
All right, I want to go on to another topic. You know, these guys you meet. You said how many relationships you've been in?
Like, define that.
I
Like,
guess how many boyfriends?
like
Have you had a
long-term
commitments?
or commitments.
Commitments, yeah.
I would say like 3 really serious relationships.
And what about you?
Didn't you say none last time you were on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said none last time.
Really? Okay. Have you?
And she's a sex coach too, by the way.
What?
Isn't that what your channel is? You're a sex coach, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You've dated people, obviously, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So when you guys are vetting, when you girls are vetting guys, do you talk to your father to get advice?
No.
Is your father in your life? I
No.
guess that's the first question.
Last time we brought up this topic, I believe it was very degrading in the sense of it's probably not
Before you
the-
go on, is your father in your life?
let me get to that.
If he's not, we can just skip it. We don't have to talk about it.
Well, it was just the fact that y'all brought it up, yes, or he brought it up, and then the whole room got so defensive. But I think it's also like it plays a, whether you have a father or not in your life, because obviously I don't. But
Okay, that's not a problem. So, do you have another male figure that you like an uncle or someone else? It doesn't
Brother.
have to be your father,
Cousin,
Who would that be in your case?
stepfather.
I have teachers
Teachers. Okay.
that were like, father figures.
Okay. And they're not possibly interested in you, right?
No.
Okay. Have you asked them
Oh,
for
you
advice?
know why we would ask that, because
Yeah,
that is
I know,
something
but
that
that's
happens.
disgusting. Like, it definitely has happened, but like
That's why we have to ask.
That's disgusting.
But have you ever asked them for advice? Like, hey, I'm interested in this guy. I want to date him.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what advice have they given you? Good advice? Have they steered you away from some bad guys?
I would say that they've given me good advice, understanding what my worth is, which is a kind person that cares heavily, loves hard, protects people, because I think it's the right thing to do.
I'm talking about, did they tell you what to watch out for?
Yes.
Okay.
So because of the personality that I am, they always try to gear the advice to people that would fit with me.
So when was the last time, I guess, you asked one of them for advice on a specific guy you were about to date?
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time?
Maybe a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Well, because she was just got out of a 3-year relationship.
And he was
right?
terrific, yeah.
Okay.
Great person. I would, like, in situations like that, like, I think...
Do you mind if we ask you questions about
Absolutely,
the relationship?
absolutely.
Okay.
I want to know why it's over.
Well, before that, I
Yeah.
want to know who broke it off. You
Me.
or him? You broke
Me.
it off. Okay. Most women tend to end their relationships. What was the act, like, not the actual, but like the real reason? Because a lot of people will say fluff stuff like,
No, I
we
think...
weren't there at the
We-
same
So-
place.
we fell apart.
We fell apart, and it's
So-
just like,
And this is a direct quote from him. So when we went to go drop off the keys from our last apartment that we shared,
Mhm.
he said to me, he was like, "Thank you for breaking it off, because I think for a long time we taught each other how to grow, and we're pushing each other in different directions the other person could offer that the person didn't have.
Like what?
Like, I needed more structure in different ways, and he needed more caring and nurturing in ways, like, the innateness of women and men."
Do you think was he implying that you weren't feminine or nurturing enough?
Sounds like
No.
emotional neglect in
No.
a way. Were you
No.
emotionally neglecting him?
Absolutely not.
So what does he mean exactly?
So we even went to therapy before we broke up, and I actually was the reason why he ended up getting diagnosed with ADHD and autism. He's a terrific person. He is. He's a wonderful
No, I'm
human
not.
being.
I'm laughing because of autism, not because he's terrific. I know he's probably terrific. I just laughed about the
That's
autism.
it. Autism. Come on.
There's nothing wrong with autism. It
No,
was just funny. I
he's
was just
wonderful,
like-
and I don't think that there's anything against like dating someone with autism as long as it
Yeah,
fits with you.
I guess the question is, because you keep saying he's wonderful and all that,
Yeah.
but we're trying to understand why you're not
Because
with him.
because it became to a point where his desires, which are totally fair, just didn't align with mine.
What
Are they
his
sexual desires?
Some of them. There's a
And
lot
that's
of,
why I brought up emotional
some
neglect.
things- there's some
That's why
things
I brought
like
up
that.
emotional neglect.
But I don't
Can you
think
give us any specific ones?
I definitely don't want to get too much into that
Okay,
for
that's
that
fine.
person's privacy.
That's fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.